Hope that heron over there is having better luck fishing than I am today. Well, that fishing trip didn't turn out too good, but you know, it happens sometimes. Still enjoyed myself, you know. But today I'm going to talk about purpose and how it is something that everyone needs, whatever their purpose might be. And you know, purpose I've found is that it's something that is dynamic, you know, it's changing, it changes sometimes. From my own life, I can say that this is very true. You see, when I was younger in high school, junior high and high school, I made good grades in school, I played sports. I was pretty good at baseball. And around my freshman year, you know, I was doing pretty good. Thought, maybe I can go to college, some small college, and play some baseball. I mean, after all, I'd played it from the time I was 8 years old. I remember being 4 years old out in the yard hitting a ball, throwing with my dad a lot, and my younger brother when he got older. But I worked very hard all through high school. It was a year-round thing, lifting weights and such. And I did good, you know. And my senior year came around, and I had a very good year statistically. Made the all-county team. Did good, very good. And I even got a couple of letters from some small local colleges up there where I'm from. But my senior year, we were horrible at baseball. Our team, we went 0-31. We didn't win a single game. And I never ever, those letters, they asked me to reply to them, send them some film of me playing. I never bothered with it because I figured my team was so horrible, they probably wouldn't even look at me anyway. So when I graduated, finished school, I lost purpose. And, you know, I didn't really know what to do with myself. I went to college, which was a mistake in itself, I think. Because when I was in college, my purpose seemed to become, you know, degenerate things. Getting laid, partying, and going to college, going to class. You know, this is where some trouble started for me. Well, I went through college, and about halfway through my junior year, I was like, holy shit, I'm about to finish. So I kind of found purpose again. My purpose was to just get it over with, to finish. And I managed to do so. Although, around my senior year, my last year of college, I started to realize that I absolutely detested what I was majoring in, which was finance, of all things. It's very ironic to me now. And I've never used my degree. I finished back in 2011. I've never used my degree, and I don't see myself ever doing so. So it was a real waste. A real waste. But when I finished college, once again, I had very little purpose other than to work various jobs. And slipped further into drug addiction and such. I had no purpose. Truly didn't. And you know, here in modernity, I see it that this is a huge problem plaguing us. It's just that so many young people, young men especially, young white men, I mean, look at the opiate epidemic. That's the real pandemic that's going on right now. It's the fucking drug pandemic affecting us. That's the real pandemic as I see it. I was lucky. I got away from it a couple years ago. And I had no purpose. I was drifting aimlessly through life, often destructively, to be honest. When I moved down here, it was difficult because that's why I moved down here. Miranda got a very good job down here. And that's why I moved down here. I left everything I know. I left my house. And it was hard, you know. And I was depressed for a few months, a little bit. I mean, not horribly depressed or anything, but I just didn't know what to do with myself there. Well, found some people online, some of their videos and stuff, and it gave me purpose, And now I can say in my life that I actually have purpose. And that purpose is to have a family. And have children. I feel like a lot of times I talk about this too much. I feel like I talk the talk, but I'm not walking the walk. And a few videos back, I was asked in the comments by my friend Amara Arian as to why me and Miranda didn't have any children yet. And I'll answer that now. You see, I have thought too, back a few years ago, I was a drug addict, I was a criminal. And Miranda and me, we've been together for many years. And the reason we haven't had any children is my fault, to be honest. Because, being the way that I used to be, I don't know if I'd have been a good father. I couldn't have been. If I continued living the lifestyle that I was, I couldn't have been. Looking back on it, I like to think that, perhaps if Miranda had gotten pregnant, I'd have talked some sense into myself and did better, but I can't say that because it didn't happen and I don't know. But it's largely my fault, And I don't blame her in the least for not wanting to have kids with me then. She was right. And only in the last year or so, I can say that I think I could be a good father, I have a good job that I enjoy. Work sucks some days, but overall I really like it. I work for good people. And I do all right, And Miranda, she does very well. She works in the healthcare industry. So, and I could truly say only in the last year do I think I could have been a good father. And that's my purpose now. I truly hope I achieve that here soon. I really do, because if I don't, I can't help it. In a way, whenever my life's nearing its completion, I can't help that I will view it as a way in a failure. It will be a failure in a way, because I will have failed to complete my natural imperative, which is basically all living creatures' natural obligation, is to procreate. I can't help it. I'll feel that I have failed. And I do understand though that some people just aren't meant to have children. That's true. And if it turns out I am one of those people, it sure as shit won't be from a lack of trying. But if it does come to pass, I would have to find new purpose, And that's something I have thought about a little bit recently, here lately, is what would I do? See, I've got some time, Miranda, she's 26, there's several years between us. So I got we still got time, but I want to get on that soon. But if it comes to pass, years go by and I don't have children for whatever reason, I'd have to find a new purpose. And that's a hard thing to do, finding new purpose. But I've thought about it a little bit, and something that I've thought about is that, I think that a lot of the problems here in modernity, you see so many young men, and young women too, addicted to these hard drugs. And you know, there's so many people that I've spoke to in this, that watch my videos. You know, I speak to several of them on the phone, online, whatever. And it seems like so many of their stories are very similar to mine. That when they're younger, they don't really have a clear-cut goal in life. And this way we think and how we view the world, it helps us, it gives us purpose in a way. And you know, there's, like I said, there's so many young men and women that get caught up in this mess. And I mean, it's promoted to us through media, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. And it's heartbreaking to see. It's truly, truly heartbreaking. So I've thought that if I never had children, I would like to help some of these young men somehow. And I wouldn't want no money to do it. You know, when I was into drugs, I never went to a rehab program. I never went to any, Narcotics Anonymous meetings, you know. Rehab, I think largely rehab is a joke. I mean, it's good, I suppose, for getting a person clean during the time that they're in there, but so often you see it that whenever they finish rehab, they relapse. You know, it's just a vicious cycle. It's a vicious cycle. You know, I'd like to be able to help these young men, because I know when I was caught up in this lifestyle, I forgot that there was so much more to life than what I was doing, than how I was living. You know, I'd like to be able to take a couple of them under my wing, you know, help them, try to make a difference. You know, of course, I realize too, these young men who are in this situation, they got to be willing to help themselves. But you know, so often I think it's that a lot of these young men, they're searching for something, they're searching for some meaning, and they really ain't got nobody to talk to about it. They don't. I'd like to help them, if I could. Help show them that there's more to life than what they're doing. You know, maybe I could go to some Narcotics Anonymous meetings and, you know, perhaps help, volunteer. But, and you know, I have no formal education being a therapist or anything, but I can say that I lived this lifestyle for several years. And I've seen how destructive it is firsthand. You know, I was very lucky to get out of it. I was very lucky that Miranda didn't leave my sorry ass and gave me the chance to come down here with her and start over. And it's worked, and I don't regret it. You know, I miss home, I miss my family. I still go see them, of course, but, you know, this was, looking back, this is probably the best choice I ever made in life. So we've got to have a purpose in life. We've got to have a purpose. We have to. And you have to ask yourself, what is your purpose? Oh, mosquito bit me. You have to ask yourself, though, what is your purpose? And I can't answer that for you. You have to answer that yourself. For most people, I think it would be something sensible as having a family, having children. But of course, I know not everybody's meant to do so. And I hope I'm one of the people that is meant to. But if I'm not, I'd view my life as a failure in a way, but I would have to find some other purpose. And I would. So yeah, what's your purpose? Answer that for yourself. And then pursue it with reckless abandon. Thank y'all for watching. Bye-bye.